Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Happy holidays. I am going to be going through all of the gifts that I have sewed this season. I've pretty much sewed every single person that I would typically buy a gift for. I have sewed them a gift this year. I really love gift giving, and I, in the past, really enjoyed shopping for gifts and picking something out really special for somebody. That is something that I really enjoy doing. This year though, I have tried my hand at sewing gifts for the people that I love instead. One, because I'm really into sewing right now. I just opened up my small business, Respun by Chessie, where I'm taking thrifted and secondhand fabrics and turning them into accessories. Justin and I are also getting married in just a few months, and we are planning a wedding. All of these people that are receiving my handmade gifts this year are going to be attending. So another aspect of like me doing this and kind of DIYing my gifts this year was a way for me to save money. I don't have a ton of disposable income right now, and I really did feel how much money I saved by sewing my loved ones gifts this season, and it also helped me get better at my sewing practice. It was also really enjoyable to make everyone gifts this year because I was able to like really think about them and our relationship like while I was sewing for them. I do hope that everyone likes their gift. I know a lot of people have opinions on handmade gifts. Personally, I would love to receive a handmade gift from somebody, or like baked goods or something like that. I know this video is coming out after Christmas, so this conversation is a little bit late. Next year, I definitely think I'm going to give myself more time to start my Christmas sewing because I really didn't give myself that much time, unfortunately. There definitely was a point in this experience that I was kind of feeling a little bit down on myself that I maybe didn't sew enough. But now that I'm sitting here and looking at everything and just like the amount of time that I did put into these pieces, I do feel good about it, and I am really excited to give my friends and family their handmade gifts this year. We'll start out with these pot holders that I made. Pretty much everybody is getting a pot holder this year. I was actually on the phone with Justin's grandmother a couple of months ago, and she was kind of trying to get ideas from me about what I would want for Christmas. But I was like, is there anything that I can get you, or is there anything that I can make you? She was like, no, I don't need anything. Oh wait, I could use a pot holder. And that kind of just got my wheels turning on things that I can make people this year that would be helpful to them. And I actually had a video go pretty viral on TikTok, but like even more viral on YouTube. And it is of me testing my secondhand fabrics to see if they are made of cotton. And I do a burn test to see if they're cotton. You have to use cotton to make things like pot holders because other non-plant fiber materials will melt, and that's like super dangerous. Like you don't want to gift something to somebody that will melt. So all of these pot holders were made with secondhand fabrics, and I did test them all to confirm that they were cotton. But I'm going to be giving these two to my sister. These two are going to my parents. My mom loves a little gingy print. This one I made for my grandparents. This one I made for Justin's mom. She has some Le Creuset pieces in like a similar green, so I made her this one. This is going to one of Justin's aunts. This little teapot one is gonna go to his grandma. And then these last two are going to go to Justin's other aunts. I also made a larger pot holder for my sister. This is more of like a pan holder, or like I think you would call it maybe a hot pad. I also used special batting that is a little bit more like heat resistant. I love this print though. I think it's so fun, and I think it looks really good with the other ones that I made her. The little loop on all of these is this cotton rope that I had handy, and I just felt like it would be a lot easier for me to do this instead of making everyone a strap from the fabric that I used. And I think it still looks really good as well. And these were so easy to make. I just followed a video on TikTok of this woman who took 2 pieces of fabric, 2 pieces of the batting, sewed them together, turned it inside out, and then top stitched it. And I almost forgot about this one. I made this flame one for Justin's cousin. Last year he asked Justin's parents for olive oil for Christmas. Like he wanted nice olive oil. So I just assume that he cooks and that he would get use out of something like this. And I really hope that he likes the print instead of thinking that it's like cringy. I feel like it could go either way. Like he's kind of gonna be like, great, like this looks awesome, or he's gonna be like, I love it. Justin and I were kind of like debating on whether we should keep this because we do really like the flames. I think it's really cool and I think it's like fun. I think it's really cool. I've only met him once, so yeah. Boy cousin though is a twin. He has a twin sister, and I did sew something for his twin sister and Justin's other cousin and Justin's sister. I originally really wanted to make all three of them not matching tote bags, but like tote bags in kind of like a similar style, but ones that are made with like their favorite colors and stuff like that. So I came up with this style. I didn't want anything that was going to take me super long to do or do something that was going to be really large. These tote bags are kind of just like a nice, regular, everyday size. And I got all of their favorite colors. This one is really cute with the blue stripes, and the lining is kind of like this green color. I love the lace that I added to it, and it does have like a little rosette. This one is going to the girl twin cousin, and then this one is going to go to Justin's sister. I love this print. And then I did a purple lining. There's also pockets in both of them. But Justin has another cousin who is a high schooler. I believe she's a freshman in high school, so she's a little bit younger. And I was in the middle of making her tote bag. Her favorite colors were navy and pink, and I thought navy was such a cool color. Like, and the bag was coming out super cute, but the bag was getting a little bit more lacy than these two were. And I have also I've met her twice, but she's like a little bit younger, and I'm a little bit like further removed from the high school age. And I just was kind of feeling like, dang, if this isn't really her style, there's like a chance she will like really not like it. So I ended up texting her mom, so Justin's aunt, kind of just to get her input and just kind of to figure out what her style is. And her mom actually said that she doesn't use a bag. So I'm glad that I ended up texting her, because I would have made her something that she doesn't even use. I know that Justin's sister will use a tote bag, and I know that the other cousin will use a tote bag. She was like, you know, she would really like this if it was in a little makeup pouch, because she's like getting into makeup and she likes her skincare and all that. So I was like, okay, great idea. I am just going to do something similar, but make it into a makeup pouch. And this is what I ended up coming up with. It is a little navy blue quilted makeup pouch. The navy blue looks really good. I went with a light blue zipper and a light blue gingham inside. We have a little rosette and obviously this kind of like lace border around the zipper. But I hope that she likes it anyway. I hope that she doesn't see the tote bags and is like, dang, like I wish I got a tote bag. But her mom said that she doesn't use a tote bag, so hopefully she likes this anyway. And then for the inside, I did end up using bias tape to close up the seams on it. I made a boxy makeup pouch once where all of the raw edges were inside of the bag, and I just forget how I made it. So I ended up having to close up those raw edges with bias tape. But again, like I said in the beginning of the video, sewing gifts was a really good way to practice my sewing. Using bias tape isn't something that I do very often. For my brother's girlfriend, when I launched Respun, she texted me and asked if I had plans to come out with laptop cases, because her laptop case is ugly, she said. It's just like solid black and not cute, and she wanted something cute. So when she texted that to me, I was like, okay, no problem, noted, because I am just going to make you a laptop case for Christmas. So this is what I came up with. Because it's quilted and I did wash everything, it did get like a little bit wrinkly in the wash, but I think that is just like kind of the quilted look of it. But I went with a solid pink and a pink gingham liner, and I did this eyelet lace around the zipper. It is a zipper closure, which I think kind of makes it a little bit more sturdy. And I really hope that she likes it. I hope that it is what she has in mind for a girly laptop case. Made the pattern myself. I measured out my laptop and just kind of figured out what would work. And I ended up doing like a couple of layers of quilt batting because I wanted it to be a little bit more sturdy and like hold its shape a little bit more. And I think it came out really good. I'm excited to give this to her. I did make 2 other zipper pouches. So I made this one for my mom, this like really adorable cat print one. This is one of the fabrics that I got from eBay. I did a little fabric haul video recently, and I chose a red lining and a red zipper for this little zipper pouch. And I really like the size of it. I actually want to make myself one because I just think that this is a good little size zipper pouch to like keep in a bag. And then I made this one for my grandma. This fabric just felt so her, and I used a maroon zipper and then this cute pink liner. For my parents, I am just going to be giving them these 2 cat stockings that I made. I actually went in wanting to make them these cat stockings. I was also around the same time planning for Respun to open, and I posted these on TikTok, and a ton of people were like, oh my god, can I buy those? When can I buy those? I want those, I need those. So I was kind of like, dang, I think I should sell them. Like, I think I should put them on Respun and give people the opportunity to buy them. And not a single soul bought a large stocking. I just pulled these, and they were intended for my parents anyway. And I will be giving them these stockings, and I am going to go over to my parents tonight. My siblings and I are going to just fill these up for our parents. The last gift I made is actually for my sister, and it is an apron. I watched several videos on YouTube on apron making, and I kind of came up with my own little pattern for it. I made a practice one, and then I came up with this one. So it says Sweet and Condensed on the front of it, which is her website. Last night though, she was like, I'm thinking about changing Sweet and Condensed to be something else. Like, I don't even remember what she said. And I was just kind of like, seriously? Like, seriously? And then this morning when I was finishing up a couple of gifts, like, I'll be honest, right now I literally made this today. I like cut a little bit of the apron. I was so upset about it. I had the apron underneath of it because I had to fix some of the letters, which also like wasn't really going as planned. So yeah, I had to like re-glue on some of the letters, and I just had the apron sitting on my little ironing board, and I was cutting another piece of fabric, and I cut right through the apron right here, just kind of zigzag stitched over it, and you can't really even tell from far away. I used my Cricut and this Heat and Bond adhesive to do the letters. The letters looked really, really, really good the first time I did it, and then I put it in the wash, and then I put it in the dryer, and almost half of the letters came off in the dryer. I think it was just the high heat. It was fine though. I just figured I would do it again, just recut the letters with the Cricut, reheat them back onto the apron, and it didn't really go as planned. I don't feel like these letters are that secure on the apron, which is really bumming me out. Like, I'm really, really upset about it. I just think that this apron came out so cute with this little pocket in the front, and the orange kind of matches her branding, and the skirt is like really adorably ruffled. And she's been doing baking pop-ups, so like I was envisioning her wearing this at her pop-ups. I still need to work on like fastening this glue down and making these letters more secure. I'm just going to tell her that she needs to not put it in the dryer. Regardless, last night she was talking about changing her name, changing kind of like her brand name. I'm just gonna give this to her tomorrow and let her know that whenever she decides on what her brand name is gonna be, that I can make her a brand new apron. And yeah, we won't have any issues with the brand new apron. I still think that this is so cute though, and I'm really excited for her to open it and see it and try it on. Really is like just such a cutie little apron. It's so, so cute. I just wish that I didn't have issues with the lettering like I was. Cutting out the letters with the Cricut worked out beautifully, and ironing them on the first time worked out beautifully. I wish I just didn't put it in the dryer, and I think what the issue was the second time around was that there was still glue residue from the first set of letters, and I just don't think that these letters are adhering as well as they should be. Honestly, is more just for show, like just for aesthetic. It is not really for her to wear while she's baking and like getting in a mess. It is for her to wear to look cute and kind of like as a uniform for her pop-ups. So yeah, it's not like a super functional apron. It does have a little pocket, but like it's not like a super functional apron. Just had it in mind that I wanted to make her kind of like a uniform apron. But those are all the gifts that I sewed this Christmas season. My camera is about to die, so I've got to wrap this up. I would love to know if you guys did any DIY gifts this season, or hopefully this video inspires you to do some DIY gifts for next season. Next year, I am definitely going to do a better job planning this out. If it goes well and everyone really likes their gifts, we will see. But I do hope that everyone really likes their gifts because I really enjoyed making them and thinking of everyone while I was making them their gifts. I hope that all of you have a lovely holiday season. If you guys want to see any videos relating to anything that I made in this video, or if you guys want to see any of these items on Respun, like I would love to make these pot holders and sell them. Laptop cases are coming. I also loved this style of tote bag. I think I would love to get some more like simple tote bags on Respun. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts on everything. Let me know if you guys want to see any videos of anything that I made in today's video. But that is going to be it from me today. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. If you aren't already subscribed, definitely go ahead and do so. And hopefully I see you next time.